Hey everybody, how's it going today? It is me, Captain Energy, and before I say anything else, Happy New Year! Welcome to 2025. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about patch editing and how it's kind of well, I mean, it's not a lost art by any means. A lot of people edit patches. VSTs have kind of made it so that the editor is the instrument is the editor per se. It's all right there in front of you. But for those of us who've come from the hardware side of the world, we've gone through the chaos that is editing patches on some of the more cumbersome interfaced synthesizers in the world. I mean, I personally love my Yamaha synthesizers, my CS1X, CS2X, AN1X, and CS6X, but the menu diving does get a little old in some cases. So what's a musician to do if you want to edit your patches or edit new patches and create new sounds on your existing synthesizers if you don't want to dive into all kinds of menus and whatnot? These synthesizers are older. They have, instead of having a touch screen, they've got whatever, 32 character wide, 2-row text screens. You know what I mean? So they're not super fun to edit patches on. It's not like a graphical, gorgeous experience like it is in the Montage M series or something where everything's right out in front of you. It's a lot of knowing what you're touching, and it becomes complicated, especially for newer users. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, so I have a lot of, experience doing that, and it's not horrible. You just kind of learn what you need to touch and work through it. And in some cases, you're lucky. You can find some of these applications that I have right here to use to edit your sounds. Now, these are some older, like Windows XP versions of software. Some are even older, the end side of 98, Windows 98, but they're all free, okay? The only problem with these softwares, in my opinion, is that they are all still unique. They're all different in the way that they work. They look like old VSTs, in my opinion. That's what they kind of look like, is an old VST, especially like this guy here. I mean, this looks like it fell straight out of Visual Basic, from 1995. At least something like this one here and this AN1X editor are kind of pretty, you know what I mean? And the CS6 editor is not terrible once you actually get in there. It still looks very, very dated. But it's from 1998, so I mean, of course it's going to look dated, right? Getting these to run on a Windows 11 machine takes quite a bit of time. I sat there monkeying with settings in the compatibility settings of the launcher part of the Windows 11 to get these to go, and it was not a fun experience sitting there going, nope, that didn't do it, nope, that didn't do it, oh, that locked it up. and finally, when you do get them working and you think you're okay, they're still a little, they're just not meant to be run in today's operating systems. You know what I mean? So they're complicated. They're a pain. They do work mostly, but I got a subscriber who hit me up and asked about a patch for the Duran Duran Save a Prayer song. And I said, they said, is there any chance you could show how to make this patch? So I said, you know what? I will do that. I'll show you how to make the patch, and I will, I might just do it, and then I'll give the patch away too. So just so you know, I'm going to be going into my next video is going to be showing how I made the patch, and I'll be doing it on the synthesizer. But I did build the patch initially with this new editor that I'm about to show you, okay? Because in the end, I was messing around with these, and the CS1X editor was giving me problems again. Not because it's bad software, but because it's just not meant to work in today's operating systems. So I looked around and I found a product called MIDIQuest. If you haven't heard of it, this is MIDIQuest. And it is beautiful. And it's still very functional looking. Is it perfect? Nah, it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. And I really like it a lot because let me show you. Right now, what you're looking at here is the launch screen for my CS1X right here. All right. Now, if I go over to my banks and you see this Duran SPL, this is the Duran split. I've got the sounds that I created. Now we got the Duran split. It's kind of rough. I don't really know the song, but the synthesizer part, I've got the sounds right, comparing them to the song itself that I was using for reference. And I was able to do that in this editor pretty quickly, considering I'd never used this software until today. I had a subscriber ask about it, and I also had someone else ask about patch editing a couple episodes back. And so I decided to look into it, and I've been in touch with MIDI Quest. It's a little pricey, and considering I buy all the software and everything on this channel myself, all the hardware, I have no sponsors. It's been it's been pricey. So I wanted to get my hands on this, but it's $479. Well, I tried out their trial to get a feel for it. And once I tried out the trial, I knew I had to have it. So I just put it on a credit card and whatever. I'll just figure it out. But and if you want to kick in a few bucks to help sponsor the channel, now's the time. Just so you know, I'd really appreciate it. But using this editor, I was able to go in here, and now, as you may know, if you have a CS1X, each performance voice, or the performance voice, has 4 layers to it. Here are the 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see what the bank of sounds is, which voice I'm using, the chorus and reverb settings are for those voices. Over here on the right of that, we can see the actual part names. This is the number for the voices, okay? But this is the actual name of the patch, or the name of the, as given by Yamaha, the name of the sounds that are being used. All right, and you can pick a new one if you want and just drop it like that. Now this would be that sound, whatever it was. Here's your master volume. Here's your effects, reverb, chorus, and variation. This is the there's that third effect that you have on the CS1X. It's kind of like a bus effect, and you can, once you change this, if you change this effect, this down here, this menu changes to represent the settings for that effect. You can configure your knobs and sliders, or no, there are no sliders, I guess your knobs just, and your wheels right over here. So you can tell it what you want them to control. And then we have, for each layer, let's go through these 1 through 4. This is the part select up here. And as you select the different parts, you can see the settings on the envelopes for each layer. And these change based on whatever you were setting them to. Also, you can see it right over here for the LFO. LFO changes anytime you change another. So if I wanted an LFO to have, this LFO to have speed of whatever, I could just put that speed right in here, and I could change the type of the wave on it to any of the available waves. I can change the depth. I can change the, well, it's depth for amplification. This is for pitch, and this one's for the filter. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. You have control over the whole patch right here. It's all the settings are right in front of you. And then when you're done, you save that patch, and I can take that patch now and I can send it out to you guys, which is what I'm going to do. I've put this out as a Duran SPL, and it's a SysX type file. And you can get yourself a copy of MIDI aux and load that into your CS1X and use it. So that's just, I kind of wanted to show this to you guys to get an idea of what I'm talking about here. One other thing about this editor that's really nice is that the editors look similar to each other. So if I go to this one here, which is the CS1X, and then I go over to my CS6X editor, they're not exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. I can go over here and I can do a lot of the same types of things, just basically set up slightly different for this synthesizer versus my other synthesizer. So, I mean, it gives you one interface that just changes slightly based on how what your synthesizer allows. It's not like learning a different program over and over and over again. It's more like just using a different, screen in an editor for your different devices. And it's pretty nice. I don't know, it's very enjoyable to use, and it did save me a lot of time making that patch that I'm going to be putting on this page to download. So don't forget to get that. It'll be down below in the description, all right? Now, $479, like I said, is the price for the Pro version of this software. And I did buy the Pro because I'm always buying the, I don't know, I feel like every time I buy the Lite or the whatever, I just end up getting fear of missing features type thing. I don't know how, that's not like FOMO or whatever, but maybe it is fear of missing out. I don't know. Here are the different ones that are available. This is the Pro. Okay, it's the top choice. Okay, and then there's MIDI Quest 1, which is the lightest choice. MIDI Quest Essentials and MIDI Quest. MIDI Quest Lite you can have up to 6 instruments and MIDI modules in a studio window. So you can have 6 different keyboards. That's it. You can get additional ones by purchasing them separately. So, you know, that's basically, you know, you can go and say, okay, well, I've got right now I needed, you know, 5 or 6 keyboards, maybe 8, and it wouldn't have had some of the things that I would have wanted, but it would have had most of them. So I could have got away with this and then just, you know, got the individual instrument module price on instrument. Okay, so yeah, you've got to buy the modules. So that changes based on what you need. So, all right, so this is MIDI Quest Essentials. This is the basically the one that you would probably purchase for $250. This gives you the most for your money, I think. You get 960 instruments. You've got limited install devices. There are patches online, I guess, for this that you can get your hands on, that you can load up to your synth. It's limited to whatever devices you have installed in your system. You get the MIDI editor. You get one patch generator, which I don't know how that works yet, but I'm excited to try because I do have them. I have 5 of them. I don't know how that works exactly. I don't know if it just generates 5 patches at a time, and this one just generates 1 at a time. It's maybe just this makes it easier, faster to generate patches. I'm not sure. This part right here is what sold me on the Pro, because what this does is it gives you a VST that interfaces with your hardware. So you get a kind of a wrapper that you load up the VST into Cubase or whatever, and it is connected to my CS1X or my CS6X or my AN1X, and I can then access it like it's a software synthesizer. Pretty awesome idea. So I was pretty excited with that. Transmit SysX, this is the other part. This is what I was saying. I'm going to dump the SysX out so you guys can get it. But you can see all the differences here. Main differences between MIDI Quest Pro and the MIDI Quest, there's not too much right there, actually. It looks like the biggest difference is the VST. You've got the automated SysX data import from Sound Diver libraries. I'm not sure, I haven't done anything with that yet. And integrated OSC editor, the fastest way to create Touch OSC and Lemur templates. So yeah, there you go. Whatever version you buy, you can upgrade to the later ones or to the more powerful ones later. So maybe you want to start with the 250 and see how that goes, and then step up as you go or as your needs increase. Or if they don't increase, just sit there at 250. But yeah, it's great software. I've been in touch with Michael, who I don't know if he's the owner or just works for the company, but he's been super helpful. He got me this information here because I was confused as to what the differences were between the softwares. Anyway, just wanted to show that to you all and let you kind of get a feel for it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope this was helpful to you. If you thought this was good, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel and sponsor this content, I would appreciate it. You can make donations on Ko-fi, or you can use Super Chat, Super Sticker, one of those deals in the bottom right corner there, or purchase merch, which also helps out. Any dollars made on the channel are used to grow the channel. And like I said, this software, these synthesizers are not handed to me, so I'm not, as Synth Samurai says, I'm not in the synth mafia. You know, I buy my own stuff. So, sorry, I'm just kidding about synth mafia thing, but it's just funny. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Take care for now.